Hello everyone, we're going to have a look, see what's coming through for this reading. If this resonates with you, please let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below. And yeah, I do of course offer personal readings, rituals, services and intention items. There are thousands of 5-star reviews and everything's linked down below. This is a safe space where you are always very welcome. And I feel like there are some messages that may resonate with you, so let's have a look. Whoa, okay, that came out right at the right time. Right at the right time. So what I'm seeing here, okay, is that you have been dealing with someone who is a little bit slow. Like they're not exactly the most fast moving person on the planet. Seven of Pentacles really does show that here. And I really feel here that this person may know a lot about your character, okay? They may know a lot about what really makes you angry, makes you frustrated, makes you sad, makes you happy, because you may have pointed it out to this person, okay? And to be honest, I don't think you're wrong for doing that, but I do think that sometimes they kind of use it against you. So for example, if they've been inconsistent in their communication, you may have brought that up, so they know that that bothers you, okay? They know that that bothers you. If they were perhaps very dismissive of something that meant a lot to you and you brought it up to them, again, they know that that bothered you, right? That they were dismissive. So there's a lot they know about you, and they know that you like consistency. They know that you like order, you like organization, you have your own faith. There are things you won't tolerate. And the thing is, they know a lot about you, okay? In that sense, what makes you feel good, what doesn't, but sometimes they use it against you. So sometimes, if they are feeling overwhelmed or frustrated, they'll be like, you know what, I'm not going to consistently communicate with you because I feel this way. And they know that that can then bother you. And I don't think that's a very nice thing. But what I will say is that you're not stupid. You're not stupid. You're very spiritually open. You're a very good person. And sometimes, yes, this person wants to sort of punish you for certain things that you haven't even necessarily done wrong. You may have brought up, so they give you silent treatment, and then they know that that silent treatment really bothers you, right? So they do certain things as a form of punishment because they know your character very, very well. However, what they have failed to understand is that you're not someone that is a pushover. You have your own boundaries, you have your own morals, and you have your own way of being, which means that the Queen of Swords is not scared. The Queen of Swords is not intimidated by this kind of behavior, and neither are you. You are in a moment in your life right now where you are thinking to yourself, if someone has gotten to know me so well to the point where they know what ticks me off, and then they do that behavior to try and get back at me for something, I'm not stupid enough to be entertaining that. And that is a place that you've gotten into your life. And you know what that does? It actually kicks this person in the backside to be better towards you. Okay? It really does, because it's a way to explain it, which I might be going around in circles, but I have to explain it. So basically, moral of the story here, right? This person knows your character. Sometimes when they're annoyed, okay, they will do things like silent treatment, or they may do things that they know will bother you, okay, as a form of way to punish you. For example, if you bring up something that bothers you, they'll give you silent treatment. They know that that will punish you, okay, and that's their way of sort of kind of giving you that treatment, and they know that you will then come running and crawling back to them. Okay, because they know this is like a cycle and a pattern. However, you're not stupid anymore. You know that this person does that because they can get away with it because they know you so well now, right? And so you, instead of sort of running and crawling back to them and trying to gain their behavior back or gain this person back in that way, you're actually living up to your standards. You're like, no, you actually disrespected me. You treated me badly. I'm not that desperate. I'm going to pull back my energy. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to be the queen that I am. Whether you're male or female, I read energies in tarot, not specifically genders, and that confuses them. When you do what they do, not to get back at them, but when you pull your energy towards yourself and you go silent yourself, or you think to yourself, you know what, I can't believe that they're blame shifting, I can't believe they're being dismissive like this, just because they know that that would hurt me, so they do it. When you pull that energy back towards yourself and you put yourself on this pedestal, they get confused. Because you've broken the rules, okay? They thought, okay, this is how you are, and if you say something to me that I don't necessarily like because you just brought it up as constructive, then I can give you silent treatment, and then you will know never to bring that kind of thing up, and you'll just have to bear with my behavior because this is how I am. But the minute you do not bear with their behavior, and you realize, oh my God, this is not nice, and you pull that energy back towards yourself, you know what happens? You've broken all the rules. They see you now as the more powerful person. This person was trying to gain more power over you. Now you have gained more power over them. It's this that keeps happening. But now you've gained power over them. Who are they to treat you like that, right? And what that does is it triggers them, it bothers them, it makes them feel like, oh my God, I no longer have power, I have no control, like I could actually lose this person, because they really do like you deep down, right? And so with the Knight of Cups, it really kicks their butt into realizing they need to be more empathic, more understanding, more caring. And it really, really, really makes them then apologize towards you. So they may not talk to you for a little while, right? Because you're not really talking to them, let's say, or whatever's happening. But in time, they come to you and they actually apologize, and they realize that, oh my God, I could actually lose somebody like you if I keep going in this way. They were taking you for granted. I'm not going to lie. They were taking you for granted, and they were making you feel bad for bringing up things that you were very valid to bring up, okay? So, 10 of Pentacles, okay? They start to realize that they could lose their entire future by being a stupid, selfish person, by not really taking your needs into consideration, and instead throwing back at you things that they know would hurt you and would bother you and would really, really challenge you and disturb you. And that is the thing. They will start to realize that they need to be a lot more understanding, a lot more caring, and realize that they can't just sort of like punish you, right, for that. Because I feel like this person from time to time has gone very quiet on you based on things that you may have brought up that made them feel uncomfortable. But instead of them dealing with that discomfort, they decided to just go silent. And then you would kind of go back to them and talk, and then, sort of resolve whatever. And then again, they caused you discomfort, you would bring it up, they would then go silent or whatever. It's been a cycle, and now you're like, no, enough is enough. I'm not going to be treated like this. I'm not going to put up with this kind of nonsense. I'm not going to put up with this kind of mess. This is not what I deserve. This is not what I signed up for. And that actually makes them do 10 times more thinking. And that actually makes them realize what they're doing. It makes them realize, number one, that they could lose out on you, but also number two, that their own behavior is pushing you to this limit and pushing them to that limit, So I think that the thing here is, pull that energy towards yourself. We know with the law of attraction that the law of attraction is about knowing what you want and being okay without it, right? If you really want this person, you have to be okay without this person too, because right now they are disrespecting you, right? They're disrespecting your boundaries. They're disrespecting your energy. They're being dismissive. They're being emotionally avoidant. They're not showing a lot of care. And when a person doesn't show this level of care, what's really important is you pull that energy back towards yourself and not just constantly have it hovering over to them, because then you're feeding them energy and they have it for free, so they don't really need to do anything if you're giving them everything for free, So it's about detachment, and I do have the detachment ritual on my website. It's powerful. A lot of people have seen results with it. It doesn't cut the energy between you and your person. What it does is it pulls your energy towards yourself so that you're not constantly feeding them, because when you're feeding them your energy and you're sitting and you're waiting and you're obsessive and you're thinking about them all the time, you're feeding them energy for free, and that doesn't trigger them to do anything by themselves, right? So when you pull energy towards yourself, it gives you energy to focus on the things that you've got going on, but it also triggers them to then come forward towards you, okay? Triggers them to then come forward towards you and progress towards you and make a move towards you. And we have here the King of Cups. Powerful. Powerful. They realize their mistakes. They realize what they're doing. They realize they have to meet you halfway, if not more. They realize that they can't keep going in this particular direction over and over again. They can't keep being dismissive, rude, avoidant. They can't keep blaming you for things that they should be looking at within themselves. Who are they to be doing all of this kind of blame game nonsense, right? So they start to realize that, what the hell was I doing? Why was I doing all of this? And that's the thing here that I'm really picking up on, especially with all of this. So this is really the main thing, especially with the Strength card, is that you're very strong. But the stronger you are in this situation, and you're not desperate, okay? You're strong and you hold your boundaries and you realize that this person has to treat me better, and I'm not going to just do whatever for them to treat me better. They actually have to come to me and treat me better. The more they will treat you better, because they meet you at the energy that you're at. And so the Strength card here is about detachment, letting things flow, putting energy towards yourself, not having fear. Okay, look at this lady. She's got her hands like next to the lion's mouth. Like, yikes. But it's a Leo energy. Okay, it's strength, it's confidence. It's really about knowing that you can tame the situation, but also you're not scared. This person's not a lion. Why are we so scared? 6 of Cups. they will come to you. They will make it up to you. They will come to you with an apology. They will learn their lesson, and they will realize that they should never ever cross you and never do things to just punish you, because they just know your behavior and they know who you are. They will realize that they can't just give you the silent treatment and expect you to be quiet, when actually they should come to you with an apology. Should come to you with something more, and they will realize that, okay? They will realize that you broke all of the rules. You broke all their rules, right? And you decided to do something completely different, and they never saw it coming, because they always thought you'd be wrapped around their fingers. And the minute you showed some kind of different pattern, they're just like, wait, what? This is so foreign, so, unfamiliar. Like, wow, this person is actually really strong. And so stay in your strength, embody that energy, okay? Whether you're male or female, I read energies in tarot, not specifically genders. The affirmation for this reading is I am strength, okay? I am strength. And that is very, very powerful and very important. That energy, you have to embody that very powerful Leo lioness energy, all right? So this is your reading. Services, rituals, items, readings, everything's linked down below, and I'll see you all very soon.